Project Hail Mary. I'm kind of late to the game on this one, to be honest with you, because, well, this is my first movie review back officially. I've been to and from for a very long time, but you can count me as back right now. Amaze, amaze, amaze. Yeah, that's a quote from the movie, so yeah. Let's go. So Project Hail Mary is an American science fiction film, and it was produced and directed by Phil Lord and Christopher Miller. If you don't know who they are, they were penned to do Solo, a Star Wars story, and didn't for some reason. They co-created Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, Spider-Verse movies, and the Lego movie as well. Written by Drew Goddard, who actually wrote Lost and Buffy the Vampire Slayer, a few other bits and pieces. Based on a novel by Andy Weir, which I haven't read. I'm a big reader, so I haven't actually read this one. Definitely going to now. I wonder how different this is to the book. Leave a comment down below and let me know. Main star of this movie is Ryan Gosling, who probably takes about 85% of the screen time if you're not counting the character Rocky.
Stinks. My life stinks.
Not going to spoil anything there. I'm just going to leave that as it is and let you experience this movie for yourself. This chair is so squeaky. So Ryland Grace, played by Ryan Gosling, awakens from an induced coma on an interstellar spacecraft. Initially erratic with retrograde amnesia, Grace realizes he is the sole survivor of a three-person crew and is in a distant solar system light years from Earth. Like I said, no spoilers here, but if you want to talk spoilers, you can in the comment section. So if you don't want to be spoiled, stay away from the comment section. Stay tuned to the end to find some more details about myself. And if you have seen this channel before, a long time ago when I was doing movie reviews before, hello again. So this movie also has, I need to point out, the same cinematographer as Dune, and that's why this movie is beautiful. Lots of practical effects in the film as well, which I have to point out. Puppetry, models, all of that sort of small scale stuff. Incredible. Fantastic film. Absolutely blew my mind. It isn't like completely perfect. It's not a perfect movie. I do think the arrangements of scenes, the pacing is a little off at times, but throughout most of the movie it's great, and I really like Grace. I like Ryan Gosling. I think he does a stellar performance yet again. I think he gets a bit of hate, maybe, or is it just me thinking he gets a bit of hate? Or maybe it's because I'm part of the Star Wars fan base and everyone lost their minds in confusion when he got announced as the cast in Star Wars Starfighter, which we're getting next year, I believe. But hey, I think he's great. I loved him in the Blade Runner sequel. I really liked some of his other movies as well, and I just think he did a great performance here. I think he for the fact that he basically led this movie from start to finish by himself. There was a few supporting casts that were good, but nothing notable in my opinion. It's about Ryan Gosling's performance here. The way that he interacts with the spaceship, the way that he interacts with Rocky. Again, I can't ruin this film. You might have already guessed by now. But yeah, his interaction with Rocky is just out of this world. Like a chemistry there that shouldn't work but does. The writing is impeccable. You actually feel like this guy is on this spaceship and he's alone, and you feel that loneliness with him. I think I would have liked to have stuck around a little bit more with that loneliness and kind of got that abandoned in space vibe, but I think it didn't want to become this isolated survival movie almost. There is an element of that, but there is an element to this movie that I just did not expect. Like, this movie's heartwarming at times. A lot of the times, and it's funny. This film is really funny, and that's not something I went in expecting from Project Hail Mary at all. We need to talk about the cinematography, the color grading, the camera, what it does in its space, the set pieces, the sets, just everything is immaculate and beautiful and gorgeous. The color, it's beautiful. It's just so, like, there's lots of bright greens and purples and pinks, and it shows a space that you don't often see in movies, where you often see this really isolated, scary darkness that we see in so many movies like Alien and in Star Wars. In all fairness, it's black space. But in this movie, it's beautiful. The skyline scenes and like the star field that you see, it's just filled with so much color and detail, and I think I could watch this movie over and over again and spot new little things and new things about the environment that this movie is set in that really would stand out. I like how down to earth the character is of Grace. Like, on Earth he was a teacher and he gets thrust in this environment, in this situation that he could not control, and I like how the movie reveals more about that as we go on. There's a few surprises and twists and turns here and there that you don't expect. And the score is absolutely incredible too. It goes from having these big cinematic moments to kind of heartfelt, warm, fuzzy moments in the score as well. And some of the song choices and stuff like that really work. I like how when you're on Earth, it does feel just as grand as it does in space in these environments. It's kind of crazy how they've kind of depicted some of the spaces in which these scientists are trying to figure out what to do in the situation that they're given. And obviously, our character Grace, as I said, has no memory, and we find out with him in real time kind of what happened. So it's really, really cool. Really awesome way to unravel this movie and unravel the story in a unique way. It does suffer in pacing because of that sometimes, but it's very quotable as well. And I think this is actually surprisingly a family movie. That I can't really think of many sci-fi movies that are family oriented. I do think there's an element that your kids will enjoy with this film. I like how it goes from feeling claustrophobic to really wide and open when the character goes on spacewalks, or again, can't spoil it. Okay, I was going to say something and I nearly spoiled something, so I'm not going to do that. It's kind of mad that there is homages to the movie, plays homage to movies like E.T. and Flight of the Navigator, but also Rocky. Didn't expect that one. Definitely some cinematography inspired by 2001 Space Odyssey. There's moments of color that like that. It's very reminiscent of that colorization. In fact, yes, this is probably the most colorful space movie since 2001 A Space Odyssey. And by the way, I prefer this movie to that greatly. That might upset a few people, but I just preferred this. I liked how it made me laugh. It made me sad. It warmed my heart. It made me feel claustrophobic. It made me feel so many different emotions in such a short amount of time. And it's just one of those rare movies where you finish it and you go, that was good. That just, I don't know, it cured an itch. And you know, when you come out buzzing from watching a film, very rare these days that actually does happen. And when it does, it's great. Had that with Sinners last year. This year, it's Project Hail Mary, and absolutely fantastic films. Definitely is gonna. I'll be very surprised if this drops out of my top 5 for 2026. Now, I will say the movie does try to convince you that it's groundbreaking, but it does very much borrow elements from other movies. And like I said, it pays homage to all these other movies. It is kind of like a Frankenstein of movies as such, but it does it in a really convincing way. And making you feel like you're watching something that's unique, but at the back of your mind, you have this itch of like, this feels like E.T. or this feels like this movie and this moment, trying to deceive you that it's more original than it actually is, but it's actually trying to just please the crowd and warm your heart. That's really what this movie is, and that surprised me. This movie just straight out, I thought this movie was going to be an isolated survival movie with a good ending, like a happy ending maybe, or like something like inspiring. It's an old school popcorn movie. I'd definitely say that. It's definitely got some Spielberg and George Lucas inspiration in its heart. It doesn't kind of go too complex into the mechanics of space like something like Interstellar. Don't go into this thinking you're going to get Interstellar, because that movie's mechanics can get quite confusing. When in this one, there is a bit of science behind it, but it's more out there. It's more otherworldly science rather than something that feels like deep rooted in real space knowledge. Space! I don't want to completely wreck her name, but Sandra Killer, who is a German actress, is in this movie. Don't think I've seen her in anything else, but she was good. I mean, she kind of grounded the movie a little bit more in the real world situation that they're facing, which was quite good. You have James Ortiz. I want to say that's Lionel Boyce plays Carl, a security guard. Is really funny in the movie. There's some chemistry between him and Ryan Gosling, which was really charming at times. Also, listen out for Meryl Streep. That's all I'm going to say. It's a really funny moment with that. But guys, I really enjoyed this movie. It was great. I had such a fun time. And actually, my wife isn't the big movie fan, which is kind of surprising with me, right? I'm a massive movie fan, and she's like, she likes her movies, but she likes a very certain type of movie, especially out of her comfort zone of the movies she loves to rewatch. And Project Hail Mary is definitely one that she enjoyed, and I don't think she expected to because of the sci-fi space element. It's not really her thing. And I think she really enjoyed it too. So guys, check this one out. I would highly recommend it. I give this 4 stars out of 5. I don't like doing ratings. Perhaps my rating thing will change here and do something a bit more unique. What do you guys think? Something different. We always see stars and something out of 10 or whatever. I kind of want to do something different. So let me know what you think I should do in that respect. And like I said, a little bit more about me before you go. If you don't mind just staying around a little couple of minutes longer. If you have stayed on this far, thank you so much for watching. And do hit subscribe and give me a thumbs up. Give me a comment because the algorithm likes it. There is a Discord link down in the description that you can check out. And it's kind of like a little club for you guys to hang out in if you want to. We do watch parties, and you can recommend me films and such. I also have a Twitter down there that you can find me on, and my email address if you want to send me anything. I'm always happy for people to send me emails. It's absolutely cool. And also my TikTok, because you can find shorter versions of these videos and also some rankings and stuff. I may do some rankings on this channel. Undecided. We'll see how things go. But right now, I hope you enjoyed my video, guys, and I'll see you with the next one. Also, before you leave, just because before, when I had this YouTube video, I wasn't as like an informed opinion on movies, and now I have a little bit more informed opinion because I'm a writer. I can say that now. I'm an author. I'm an author. I need a pipe, smoking pipe. But I put out this book, Trauma House, and you can find this on Amazon. I'll leave that in the description below if you want to check that out. It's a sort of psychological horror. If that is your thing, perhaps check that out. But until next time, guys, enjoy the movies and let me know what you're watching.